Welcome to Chamber Exchange, a TV show. My name is Tim Murray, President and CEO of the Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce. And Chamber Exchange is a conversation with our guests, an opportunity for you, our viewers, to learn about some of the issues relating to jobs and economic development and meet some of the people and players and partners with the Chamber on a whole range of fronts. Speaking of partners, I want to thank our sponsors of the TV show, the Worcester Railers Hockey Club, who for first year out are playing competitive hockey each and every night, and some games coming up home as winter, so get down to the DCU Center and watch the Worcester Railers. And also our partner, Worcester Regional Airport, with new flights beginning in May to New York City, daily flights, so great to have them as our partners. And as we talk about partners, Kelsey Lamoureux, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be here. Thanks so much for inviting me, Tim.
Well, Kelsey is the director of the Worcester Jobs Fund and works with a whole bunch of different people, but you work closely and I believe are housed over at the Central Mass Workforce Investment Board.
Yep, I'm housed within the city of Worcester, and so I work with the Central Mass Workforce Investment Board, and the Worcester Jobs Fund on a whole is really a collaborative effort between a number of different groups, including the Chamber of Commerce, the Worcester Community Labor Coalition, Worcester Public Schools, the Central Mass Workforce Investment Board, and Workforce Central Career Centers. And
why the Chamber's involved through our Director of Higher Ed and Business Partnerships, Karen Pelletier, is, and a lot of the show today, you're going to be back for a segment, but it's about workforce development and pipeline. And I say this, I've said it on the show, and people might think I'm like a broken record, but the single biggest issue that we hear from our members at the Chamber, regardless of the size of the company or the sector they're in, is that workforce pipeline issue and development. And the Worcester Jobs Fund is something that the Chamber was supportive of, and it's a fairly new program kind of within the city. Maybe you could tell us about how that came about and some of the funding.
Yeah. So the Worcester Jobs Fund originally came about because a lot of community support in making sure that local economic development here in the city, because the city is growing, is booming, things are being built and things are moving along, leads to community development as well. So the community really wants to see local individuals, especially those who have been disconnected or underemployed from the workforce, have the opportunity for job training and other services to get access to these new jobs, good living wage jobs, jobs with career pathways. That way they can really contribute and have a career locally.
And that is critical. I mean, we're blessed to have 9 colleges and universities in the city and 12, in the region, Central Mass region. But not every job requires an advanced degree. And oftentimes, as you mentioned, career pathways to a college degree start with steps. It might be a certificate, it might be a union card, it could be an associate's degree, or a series of stacked credentials that are industry recognized. And really that's what the Worcester Jobs Fund is all about. It's about trying to engage people and show that through some training there's employment opportunities that are meaningful.
Definitely. The shortest programs that we've done so far are as short as about 3 weeks. The longest are about 14 weeks. And so we really are a short-term job training entity. And so we look for those stackable credentials. For example, right now we're running an EKG and phlebotomy training program, working with a lot of CNAs who have experience in healthcare and they're looking for that next step up. And then we also do a lot of work around pre-apprenticeship, because we know that apprenticeship is such a strong career pathway that really allows folks to learn new skills while they earn good wages. And since apprenticeship typically are several years in length, usually 2 to 5 years, we focus on short-term pre-apprenticeship programs, usually about 8 weeks in length, to give folks a taste of the industry and allow them to explore, get connected, and see if that's a good fit for them. And then we connect them with area apprenticeship programs.
Well, Kelsey, I'm glad you mentioned those healthcare piece, because we launched the Healthcare Roundtable, and listening to our members, our chamber members in the healthcare industry, from the big entities like a UMass or St. Vincent's to the small home healthcare businesses, many of them which are immigrant minority owned. They identified that CNAs was the #1 issue from top to bottom, and that's an entry-level position oftentimes, and that gives people opportunities to earn and learn, and healthcare is the biggest employer in Central Mass.
Yeah, there's a lot of jobs, and so there's a lot of partner organizations that we work with to offer CNA, and so we help recruit folks and send them that way. And then we're also interested in kind of helping folks advance even beyond that. We want them to see CNA, EKG, we want them to be able to see an area for advancement, and so we want to be a leg in that pipeline.
Right. And a couple of the other areas that you've done some training around beyond that?
Yeah, so one of the big ones is CDL. There's a big shortage of commercial drivers. And so one thing that we've done is we've done CDL Class B as well as CDL Class A trainings. And that's really helped to fill some local job needs. A lot of companies are offering sign-on bonuses for CDL drivers. Even the City of Worcester, the Department of Public Works, usually has about 40 to 50 openings for CDL drivers with them, permanent full-time positions. And so we do trainings for that to help direct folks into those jobs. Another
and you've
big
got some
area,
partnership with some local employers in that, right?
We do.
Tell us about that.
We do, yeah, a number of local employers. Some of our graduates have gone on to Polar Beverages, WB Mason, the City of Worcester, Department of Public Works, as I mentioned. And we've also got folks that kind of do CDL/diesel, and they've gone on to a local apprenticeship program with Tri-State Truck.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, there's lots of employment out there, and there's a big demand. You know, as we order more and more things online, someone's going to deliver those boxes. So there's definitely a need for it.
That's exactly, as I mentioned, Polar, truck driving just to the City of Worcester, but think of all the different business and industries that involve transportation. A big part of the Central Mass economy is logistics, transportation, warehouse distribution, packaging, light manufacturing, and that is a critical component of it. So that is a great. And then you mentioned Tri-State Trucking, an active chamber member business, and these are jobs that, as you said, give people a toehold in the economy, a level of economic security, and then there's opportunities people choose to continue to improve themselves through additional skills, credentials, and degrees, and earn and learn opportunities.
Yeah. Another big area that we focus on that kind of ties into your next guest is the building trades.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of work. We've established a pre-apprenticeship program in the building trades, and we do a lot of outreach to underrepresented groups, including women, individuals of color, veterans, to try to help the building trades industry diversify their workforce and give other folks an understanding of how to get into building trades, what's it about. And so we've also done a lot of outreach there and placed some folks with some good companies. One of our young females who we placed last year actually is in the IBEW apprenticeship program, and so she's working with Coughlin electrical contractors, so we're really happy to see that as well. So. And
that's an example of that kind of preliminary baseline training gets them a leg up as they go into getting into the job and then again earning and learning.
Yeah, exactly. In her case, she's in like a 5-year apprenticeship program where she's going to learn all the skills that she needs in order to get licensed as an electrician.
And getting paid while she's doing it.
Exactly. Yeah, so she's pretty happy.
And that's great, and that's why we think it's a very purposeful and appropriate program. I mean, there's been studies done in Worcester. We've got one of the higher percentages of immigrant minority-owned businesses, which is a real positive. But as the city grows and is successful, we want everyone to have an opportunity to participate and take advantage, and that's where these training programs and the outreach you're doing is so important. So.
Definitely, yeah, there's lots of folks looking to advance their skills and get into the workforce.
Right, and the funding from the City of Worcester and then the Worcester Redevelopment Authority through a deal that they negotiated that built a new hotel.
Yeah, so the Jobs Fund is very grateful for the funding that we get from the City of Worcester. Right now they allocate $100,000 each year towards the efforts, and as you mentioned, the Worcester Redevelopment Authority did give $100,000 to the City of Worcester when they sold the parcel of land in Washington Square, and so that got allocated to the Jobs Fund as well.
Good stuff. Well, Kelsey, you're going to come back on a little bit later, but
okay.
Thanks for helping give our viewers a little overview of the Worcester Jobs Fund, and we're going to talk to Tom Maloney in just a moment. Stay with us.
That was really
Are
fun.
you a Central Massachusetts business owner? Do you want a voice in public policy and economic development? Are you looking to increase your network or generate new business leads? Are you a Central Massachusetts business owner? Do you want a voice in public policy and economic development? Are you looking to increase your network or generate new business leads? A membership with the Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce will provide you with a variety of tools and opportunities to help you stay connected with the diverse and growing business community of the region.
We just started right out of school, so we didn't know the team of professionals that we were going to need to start our company. So we were able to get put in touch with people who offered those services, and that helped us out a lot.
Joining the chamber can provide you access to great resources, connections that you wouldn't otherwise have.
Serving as New England's largest chamber of commerce, the chamber is a proud supporter and advocate of the local business community.
Advocacy is the biggest benefit that I see. The chamber is there to benefit business and frankly to benefit economic development for all of us, residents or business owners.
Join today to take advantage of the chamber's wide range of resources and benefits.
Hockey is back. Pro hockey has returned to Worcester. Hit the ice with your Worcester Railers. Mini plans and group tickets are on sale now. Call 508-365-1750 and visit railershc.com. Hockey is back. Worcester! Become a member today for off-the-rails excitement.